Oh yeah, as soon as I start recording, I can't do nothing right. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Jason's Paint, Body, and Glass. We're going to use the shop today to help Josh put a new clutch in his truck. I think it was in the last video that Josh got a used truck and we couldn't drive it home. It was slipping and not running right. What we believe is the exhaust is stopped up and then the clutch is burned up. So today we're going to take the transmission out and we're going to put in a new pressure plate, new flywheel, new clutch, and pilot bearing, new slave cylinder, new master cylinder, 2 rubber lines, everything new. Cut the exhaust, and hopefully today we'll get a good little trip out of the truck. See what's up. I also got some new mics today, so I hope it helps out the videos. Got it mounted to my hat. What we've done so far, we've jacked the truck up, got it on jack stands, and they're locked in place. And we're about to remove the negative terminal on the battery because we're going to remove the starter in this process. So let's just head on into the shop and show you what's up. Okay guys, I got a little piece of paper here printed out from the Chilton manual. And what we're going to do first is disconnect the battery cable. Oops, sorry. Battery cable from the battery there. We're going to disconnect the ground cable. We're going to raise and support the truck on jack stands, which we've done. We're not going to worry about draining the transmission oil. Then we're going to go inside. We're going to remove the gear shift knob and the gear shift itself, so that when we drop the transmission, we're not messing with that. Then we're going to remove the drive shaft. We're going to disconnect the speedometer cable. Let's see. We're going to remove the starter. We're going to tag the wires. We're going to know what's up, and then we're going to disconnect the parking brake return spring from that. I think it's on the transmission support. We're going to remove the clutch slave cylinder. We're going to remove the transmission front support bracket. Let's see here. Yeah, remove the transmission cross member. We're going to lower the transmission. We're going to get to everything. I'll put this a link to this in the description of the video if you want to see it. But these are the steps that we're going to go through, and we're going to repeat it to install. So
let's get this negative battery cable on.
It's good to see that this boot is in good shape. I mean, that's unusual vehicle of this age for that boot to be in such good shape. It might have been replaced. I forgot about these. Alright, now this is VZ music. Okay, while we're here, a lot of guys are wondering, or a lot of guys have issues with the slop. And I mean, this is probably not the best time, but since I'm here, I'll talk about it. But the slop is because there's supposed to be a little plastic cup that this sits into, and it sits right down in there. And if you look down in there, there's nothing that exists anymore. It's a bunch of black particles, and that's because it is disintegrated. And of course, this was very sloppy in there. Wish we had one to put in today, but we don't. But that's how you do. You just get one on Amazon and you seat it in the hole, and then you stick this down in there, and boom, it feels like a brand new transmission. Jeez. Loosen everything up.
All right, guys, we are down under the Mazda here, getting the transmission bolts out. We've removed the slave cylinder. It's hanging here now. It mounts right here and there. It goes right here. We've gotten all, you probably won't be able to see them, but all the transmission bolts on both sides. The other thing you have to do when you're pulling the transmission is you have to take the electrical connectors, go,
Let's see here. I'm not remembering what does what, but they are kind of keyed. If you unplug them, the book said to label them, but you can't really mess them up when you put them back. Yeah,
especially these here.
Coded.
You've got your male and female, and then your male and female are right here. And they're right up here. You're good with the light. Yeah, but they're going to the back of the transmission. So you can't mess it up. It only goes one way. Yeah. And then you got your speedometer cable.
While we were down here, we went ahead and took the drive shaft out. Got a little bit of video on that, and then we took the two center bearing nuts loose and dropped the drive shaft cord out. Put those back so we wouldn't lose them.
All right, move my block of wood there. Just pull it out.
Okay, transmission is free. I don't see anything. Nothing back here.
Like a wire or something.
Oh, it could be a wire. Hang on. I will figure it out. Not very easy to do if you don't have a lift, but it can be done. Okay, while we got the transmission out, we're gonna do a little cleaning, a little degreasing. Yeah, we had to come out here. Jason's working, trying to make money, making noise, messing up our YouTube video. Okay guys, we have a spare motor back here and we need this fresh pilot bearing out of there, so we feel like it's a good one. So we're going to do the old bread trick. It's a little cleaner than doing the grease trick, and I hope we got enough bread. I think it took me 3 pieces before. We only got 2, so we'll see how far we can get with that.
Okay. Just a little FYI for you guys, if you're ever doing a little bit of plumbing work and you've got a pipe that you can't quite get the water to stop seeping through, and you're trying to braze on a brass fitting, you can put the bread down in the pipe and it'll stop the water from coming up, and you can put your stuff on there, and then the bread just dissolves in the pipe. You can actually see
it's level now.
How it's flush, and it's pushing that out. Take all this mushed up bread, give it to your grandma, and she can make you some hot water bread.
You know what I was thinking was this will make a hell of a good biscuit.
Yeah, make some hot water bread with that right there.
Olive Garden breadsticks are really champing this.
I don't know. You know, I'm starting to wonder maybe.
There we go.
Now look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is.
Yep. Tell you what, it'll make a damn fine biscuit. All jokes aside, when this does come out of there, it's gonna be clean.
Cut me off a slice, man. Oh, look at here. Cleaned it up and everything.
Now we gotta do it again.
What? Booyah. Little bit of bread package. Uh-oh, move back to improve focus. A little bit of bread packed in there, but it's just in that little valley right there. It's not hurting the bearing at all. Clean that out with a little pick. Hit it with an air blower.
Yes.
Bread.
It's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner. And if you want to, you could just always come back in here with the bread that you got out. Eat your little piece. It don't matter. It's just bread.
Good vitamins.
Yeah. That don't look too bad.
No hot spots or nothing. There's some on
Oh, yeah.
that. That don't look too bad. Thing looks pretty. You know,
not too bad.
not too bad.
Is that some heat on there? On the no?
I'm wondering if it was the slave cylinder they're not doing right.
Yeah.
We will see. You know, I was just gonna tell you to be ready. It's gonna be an awkward 30 pounds coming at you.
Down goes Frazier. Oh yeah, she's been hot before.
Well, I hope we can solve everything with the new clutch. Yeah, so we're gonna replace that rear main seal while we're in here too. Tell you what we could do right now is try to get that pilot bearing out with the bread trick.
Yeah.
With the bread trick. I'll be right back. All right, here we are under the truck. And this is the old pilot bearing that I'm knocking out with the bread. I'm running low on bread, so I'm actually using some of the bread I used previously. And instead of boring you with the details, I'm just gonna show you that it's like already kind of close to being out. And I'll do a little more tappy and it'll come on out. Okay, let's take that rear main seal out. Let me see if I can get in there. Whoops.
This thing may not get the gold star treatment on this pass.
Okay. Okay, it's been my experience before. I'll have to get a scraper or something to get behind all this and pry it out. And I'm sure that it's RTV'd or it's been on there so long. It's going to take a little bit of prying, but it is aluminum, so you don't want to hurt it. You want to just evenly get behind it. We'll do that next. And we're back. Let's see what we can do here. Gently. There we go. Oh boy. Wasn't ready for that. Oh shit. Gotta get a pan or something. Okay, got a pan down there now. Whoop, there we go. We got the front end a little higher than the back, so it's draining a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. I've done this before and the vehicle was more level. So, alright, so we're gonna clean this up. Take that gasket out and we're gonna clean that up. What's next? Take a razor and get this gasket off. We got a new one. I'm gonna run a little brake clean on this, make sure it's good and clean. Oh man, oh yeah, you used it on the transmission. We need some for some of these surface parts.
I think what I've got out here so far, I'm doing
tell there's some stuff there. Okay, so don't really have a fantastic work surface, but what I'm going to try to do is, so we're trying to get this seal out, and it came in from the front, so we got to knock it out from the back. Like I said, this is not the most best thing to do. I don't have but one block, but this will get me, because I've already started. Sorry for the jolting on the table, but sorry. I'm gonna beat it several times. If you're wondering how to get it out, and see, you can see it's lifted here. So I'm gonna do that going around the edge, and it'll come out. So you could press this in a little bit. Now we're going to use our 2x4 and hammer and seat it. Okay, so what I did off camera, because the table shakes, is I had me a nice surface, and I had, you know, I'm not at my location, so I only had a few things here, but I used a block and tap the seal in once I had pushed it in by hand a good ways. Make sure it's all nice and level, and I just beat it in. So now what I'm going to do is put a thin skim coat of grease in here. Actually, I'm going to do that last, right before I slide it on. That's next. Gasket, skim coat of grease, put it on, bolt it up. So what I like to do, of course, this is the ultra gray, let's see, high torque, because we're going to use this on those crank bolts in the end, but flywheel bolts. But I like to put a little thin coat. I'm gonna get the camera. A little thin coat here before I put my gasket on. By the way, we're using this kit for the rear main seal. But I like to do this, and then I'll put a little bit of thin on this side where it meets the engine, and don't forget to put some at the base of the plate, because this is where your oil pan meets up. So you definitely want some of that oil resistant gray RTV right there.
I just want to let y'all know, I've seen a lot of guys on YouTube and stuff like that. They're using their angle grinders to try to resurface their flywheel. I'm not doing that. I've got a Scotch-Brite pad on here, and all I'm doing is knocking the rust and some of the shine off of it. There's no material coming off of the flywheel, so I'm not gouging it or anything like that. I'm just cleaning it.
Okay, so we got the flywheel on, and we've started our bolts, but what I forgot to record was that a lot of times when you purchase these new, they come with like a gooey red substance, which is like a high temp, high torque RTV, because oil can come out of these holes. So let's see here, we used again this high torque gray RTV stuff. And so it's just a skim coat on the threads, and now I'm starting them in, and then we'll torque them. Okay, so we got the flywheel in, and everything is torqued, and then we put on the clutch, and then we did the pressure plate, and we all in a crisscross pattern. We got everything torqued, and now here comes the transmission.
Alright guys, we got the new clutch master cylinder on. Went ahead and replaced the brake line, the clutch line, with rubber hose. It's all new. Coming over. Had to do a little twist because the line was a little long, but It's all brand new. Finna get up onto the truck and start putting it together.
Hey guys, if you made it this far in the video, congratulations, you got a gold star. I would like to give a special thanks to Josh for putting together some video while I was out on vacation. And sorry we didn't get video of the rear main seal going back in and the transmission going back in. We were kind of under the gun on time, so we just put it together, and of course I had to leave. I'm here in beautiful Cozumel, Mexico, and he did a little bit of filming for me at the end, and I really appreciate it. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. We plan on showing a lot more of Josh's project as it develops. So once again, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.